So let me affirm the presence of my God, which supplies me everything. And as I perfect my knowing, I shall experience that child. It's happening. It's happening. So who needs the work? This is the theory, right? Build your knowing so powerfully that you know, and when you know that all that is yours, and no one can hold that from you, and God supplies you instantly, that job comes trucking right along. I'm a great believer in commitment. And saying to myself, okay, this week I'm going to practice. Every time that feeling of fear comes up, I'm going to replace it with a statement. I'm going to set on this, and I'm going to mentally practice knowing, let's say, knowing that I have it. When everything in me feels that I don't, every time that feeling comes up, I'm going to choose to say, to set that and say, to know that I have it, and then to move on. These are conscious commitments are so powerful because your tendencies, so you're getting in charge of your tendencies, the way you always operated, you are coming into your high self and you're taking a stand, saying, I'm going to operate. This time, instead of getting nuts with that person, I'm going to get still and know the perfect truth about them. We're talking about big collective beliefs that need to be like taken out like a rough tube, One is duality, separation. Duality is that there's two forces. In other words, there's God, good, and there's something else, two opposing forces. So out of that has been born all the competition, all the wars, me against you, struggling. I've got to struggle for my good. I've got to fight. It's mesmerized us in a zone where we can't experience our good because of that belief of conflict. So our job is to harmonize, become one, each with everything you can. Harmonize, clean up that. There's only one thing, there's only one thing, And I'm it, and you're it, and we're all it, and I don't even care what's going on with you right now. I still know that at the fundamental root, that's the truth. Okay, so that is very important. Two is related to many, many, many issues is lack. We must clean out consciousness of lack. Because do you know that what we think becomes a gene? What we think enters our DNA pattern, becomes a cellular memory. All right? So we don't want these patterns anymore. And how are we going to do it? Consciously, by putting a new life in our DNA pattern of abundance. If there is abundance, which is an aspect of divinity, of God, and we know it's the truth. Everyone here has experienced abundance at some point or another, but when your energy's down, you don't experience it, right? Because you're not connected. So replacing lack, a concept of abundance. Now, look at all the things that happen when we practice. How do we do that? Praising abundance, acknowledging it, when just in the midst of us, terrified of lack, I say, God is my supply. I live in an abundant universe. And I keep saying this to myself in the midst of it, not when things are rosy. In that point there, the challenge. God is my supply. I am one with infinite supply. All that is mine, I can have, and each and every being this is true for. Not even just myself. Remember, we're no longer competing because there's no duality. That means what's true for me is true for everyone. So if there's abundant supply, what happens? I don't have to see from you. I don't have to steal from you. I don't have to mistreat you. I, knowing I have my abundance, can also prosper you. I can encourage you. I can want for you to be the fullness of who you are. My whole attitude on other persons when I come out of lack changes. All those little insidious competitive things, because we think at the root we need lack. That root desperation. Now, another thing is, don't forget that your entire nervous system, because you've been taught to believe your good isn't there, and you've got to, struggle, and you've got to challenge, and you've got to compete for your good. Your entire nervous system gets messages that it's even good to do this. What are we going to do if I don't, what will my impetus be if I don't have to go compete or gain a victory over someone? What is the new impetus is going to be? Because it's the expression of my uniqueness and my divinity, of who I am. And it has nothing to do with winning points over someone, which, eventually resolves anyway. It has to do because it's me, the unique expression of divine life, and each one of us are that. That's why I'm expressing. So a job, the right job for you, we know we're in the divine government, and everybody is, everybody is divinely led and in their right place at the right time. We don't have the grass is greener anymore. Ask yourself. Now, when we create scientifically, we set up, patterns. Say we want something that pays us better. I can express myself more completely. It's more fulfilling. I'm utilizing more of my gifts. I'm working with persons that I love to work with. We lay out what we want to experience to God, to that mind, right? So something comes along. Now, if you're confused about whether or not to take it, to give thanks that you are divinely guided, and you know whether to take this one or to let it go by. Because, I can't tell you what's right for you. Only your inner self can. But one thing for sure is not right. If you're taking things for wrong reasons, i.e. desperation, maybe I won't have enough, I better take it before there's not enough, that's definitely, we've got to get in charge of. Because that's not a right reason to take something, because you do not have to work to make a living, because you have a life. You've been given one, and you've been given a living, too. And I also feel that if you have the trouble making a decision on something, don't make one until you're ready. Who says you have to make one? Why do you have to make it right now? So I never like to, put myself on the bench. It's one thing to say, it's always very important to be harmonious wherever you are. You cannot move to the next step until you harmonize where you are. We have to harmonize. But I think better than saying, I'm here to learn something. And this is something my great teacher told me. If you want to create something new in your life, and you feel you're stuck in a thing, right? And you come to peace with it, and you feel you've gotten all you can get out of it, and you have the urge to move forward. Declare that it's complete. Don't say there's a lesson here. Say, I have learned all my lessons. Whatever there was in this, whatever the divine reason was for me to be, connected, come together with this, has been totally taken care of. And I give thanks for it. I declare all things are complete and fulfilled between us. And I release you, job or person or whatever it is. And I thank you and I release you and I open myself to receive of my next perfect line of good. Your mind is like a river of good. Okay? So I just open myself now. But we must leave with blessings. Don't leave with curses. There is no past nor future in divine mind. Everything is now. So if you have something that you feel you should have, you would like to correct from some time period back, bring it to your mind's eye now and perform the correction mentally now, and it's done. I had a discovery once that, at a certain point, that the only thing that was never important, not ever, what was going on out there. Nor was anybody ever doing anything to me. Everything was received. I was interpreting through my system, whatever. So I realized at that moment, for my soul's freedom, it is up to me to monitor my own reactivity and utilize situations when I get in them to release and alter my own reactivity. Never mind about that person. They're that messenger or that situation. The messenger doesn't count. It's like a message that counts, okay? So if you've given someone the power to disturb you, or a certain idea that you have on your own disturbs you, then you must release that. It doesn't matter what they're doing out there. Because we all know that you're in a certain mood, everything's fine. And you change your mood, and then that very thing irritates. So what's changed here? You have, And it is always true. It is never true that there can be any reason. There's no good reason for us to be out of control of ourselves, our own reactions. There's another, let's say, spiritual obligation if you're interested in total freedom. So first there is ourselves, but then we must harmonize with everyone and everything. But what we do now with feelings, we don't suppress anything. You have a lot of burnt toast, and accidents and everything else, right? Because it's got to come out somewhere. Everything has to come out somewhere. So suppression doesn't work. So, but feel the feeling, but don't identify with it. What we get into trouble is we express our stuff like it's righteous stuff all over everyone. So feel the feeling, but then work with releasing it or transmuting it. Anger to courage. Give fear to faith. Transform the feeling and you'll go up a scale. See, everything is just divine potential. Incomplete divine feeling, that. It's even said that even, so-called evil, which we understand there's no thing called evil, but it's an ignorant use of the law of mind. Is unrealized good. It hasn't been taken all the way. For instance, my concept may be, on an ignorant level about good. So I think that to get my good, I've got to go rob a bank. So I'm still going for my good, but I don't understand fully what the universe is. So evil is like good on unrealized good, just like a feeling in the lower dimension. Anger, grief, all this is an unrealized divine feeling. So everything must come up to the higher plane. You must take fear. When you're fear, you move into by knowing and realizing. Move it up to scale. Move it up to a little. Am I willing to have a little faith? Turn fear into faith, and it takes conscious willingness to do this. You're the chemist. And you've got to like ask yourself the right questions. What's this feeling? What's it rooted in? Why am I so angry about that person all the time? Suppress the feeling, feel it, but alter it. Ask yourself, why is it here? We know disturbance. If we're in peace, if we're in divine harmony, disturbance is not natural to us. So we've got to handle it. And we'll find a way to letting go is good. When you say to yourself, am I willing to, you see you're wanting to change it, and you let go wanting to change it, and say, I'm willing to let that go and let that be. If you feel at peace then, you have really released it. But if a moment later you're ruminating, you haven't dug deep enough to see why you have done an investment. And generally, okay, this is getting down to collective race mind programming. We call it collective race mind, meaning the human race mind, right? Okay, why would we do these things? Why would it be so hard for us not to let go? At the bottom line level, you will find that every feeling of control or needing love or approval, wanting others to get control, approval, and change others, is the feeling I won't survive if I don't. It doesn't make sense, but it's in there. But it's underneath there. I won't survive because I won't get my, Social Security, or I won't survive because, there'll be no other loves and I've got to have this person, or I won't survive because whatever. And so when anybody does not come into our form of what makes us feel secure, we get mad. But after we realize it's so treacherous to us, these feelings are so treacherous that when we can see what's happening, we say, if I let this person go, is there a possibility I can get my good anyway? And then you say, okay, then am I willing to bless them and let them go and open myself and take a chance? Yeah. Okay. This is how we work with ourselves. Understanding that we've gone through whatever we've gone through. And this bottom line disconnection from God lends us to tremendous insecurity. And another, just one other thing, I don't want to talk too long because I don't want to hold you too long. one of the things I wanted to raise this morning about, another thing we're going to discover in the new consciousness is that each one of us relies upon God or invisible source alone. We know our abundance so well that our power lines are reestablished. So whatever my thing is, I will know and I will know. I will not have to do the raising up that we're doing now, right? Clearing we're doing now. I will know that whatever it is, because I'm in my divine purpose, and I've cleansed out all this doingness of the shoulds and oughts, so I should be doing what they told me I should be doing, and I'm really just doing my divine thing. I will also experience a constant flow of supplies. Thus, I will never feel dependent upon anyone or anything. This is what we're around. We're breaking these old things that we feel we're dependent and reliant. But believe me, it was never those persons who did it for you. It was your own mind thinking about a thing. God, the law of mind, created the channel for you. And that thing happened for you to be able to express that. And when you're ready to express something else, it's still God, the channel, the law, that invisible source that goes out, and the intelligence within that will locate the right whole setup for you. And then there again it is happening. So it never happened any other way. Believe me, you never really got it from the person. You got it from God who designated channel. Okay, the meaning supplies. By the way, I would never criticize your condition. I would never try to intellectualize and say, this is what's wrong with me. I have a lack of faith, because it's something like getting up on the cross again, right? And we're done with that. We're into the resurrection, But I would say, I would realize everything comes to my good. So whatever the physical condition is, it has a message for you. Once you have received the message of that condition, it can depart. So we don't have to make conditions better. If there's only one thing, there's nothing to fix, right? So a cold comes, let's say, to serve me a purpose. So a cold comes instead of getting up and saying, okay, get rid of it, and such a restriction and friction in myself. I say, why have you come? Okay. Well, you've really been running around a lot lately, and you really need to, have more balance in life, please. Okay, I get the message. Well, can I give myself this without the cold? Yes, I can. Okay, cold is no longer necessary. So everything comes to serve us, and this is including everything. You can find the divine purpose behind it. It will lead freely. Okay? But if we don't look for the purpose, it will stick around because you haven't gotten the message. Or maybe you're even trying hard to cure it. But it will tell you something. Maybe there's a hidden grief, maybe there's a hidden fear, maybe you need rest. It will be whatever it is to you, but it will talk to you if you will ask, because everything is God. Yes, physical and spirit are one, and one is a perfect reflection of the other. Nothing goes on in one dimension without it happening in form. Okay, everything must express that is. Still real key. But know the truth. The most important thing is know the truth about you as one perfect spirit, no matter what situation you're in. If you can practice that right now with regard to whatever your desire is, let's say you want, a new job, no prospects in sight, visible sight, okay? Then practice the truth of knowing I am one with perfect spirit, I am one with my next perfect job, and that's the way it is. Practice knowing that truth, because you're one with perfect God. In God is your perfection. In God is your abundance. In God is everything. Right? So if you can start this way, even in the midst of it, do this. And then you'll be, training your consciousness to be a high consciousness that ultimately manifests everything instantly that you desire because you're so much in the truth. Every week in your program, you'll see an I am statement from me. And usually at the end, I don't want to detain you if you want to go, or if you want to, you can. Would you like to? Okay. I like this because when we speak our word, when we write our word, when our mind is clear, we're actually establishing currents in the mind, to bring about what we are stating. Let's just read this together. Letting these words emerge. I am that I am. And right now, I prepare my mind to accept higher ideals than ever before. I am that which cannot be deceived, distracted, nor fooled by accumulated ideas, systems, or suggestions around me. My light of divine discrimination shines bright. My spirit self knows the truth, and it is clear. For I am one with God alone. I cannot be pulled into mass-thinking trends. Yet I am a leader, breaking the molds of mind, living the perfect example of the truth of me without reservation, qualification, or apology. In my freedom, I am prospered. In my freedom, I am inspired. In my freedom, I am uplifted into new glory sublime. I am a light unto each that I meet, inspiring them to new conquest and business divine. Thank you, God. Thou art the courage of my soul's conviction. Thank you, God. Thou dost fill me with emancipating and prosperous truth sublime. I am rich in truth. My cup runneth over and flows out to bless the world. And so it is.